So Dragon Ball. Most people like it. Everybody knows what it is. Truly a landmark for shonen anime that would follow in its footsteps for decades after, and no small part of that is due to the incredibly memorable villains that are the epicenter of the series and the fight/arcs that surround them. You got Piccolo, you got Vegeta, you got Frieza, you got Master Carrot, you got Cell. All of them iconic in their own right. Well, most of them iconic in their own right. But most of them were kinda similar on a basic level at the very least. But then comes Dragon Ball Super, the first new anime series we've gotten in years. And who do we have to compete against these legendary villains of old? Well, we have Beerus, a movie villain, who's not really a villain. But then we've got Frieza, again, in an arc that doesn't work at all, to be honest. But wait, then there's Hit. Everybody loves Hit. Let's see what he's done. He's fought in a tournament that doesn't have any stakes at all, really. Then he kills Goku, but not really. And he kind of just loses again in 2 episodes. But then, there's another new tournament where surely Hit will carry everything and get Universe 6 the W. Oh no, he lost. Oh. But then, we have everyone's favorite villain from Super, Zamasu and Goku Black, a team that shouldn't lose at all. They shit the bed at every single turn. It's what an incompetent pair of... But look, it's looking pretty grim for Super. Its villains haven't been great, and none of them really had any lasting impact. But wait, what's this? A gray bald alien man with the muscle density required to bench 365 solar systems? Yes! Finally, a villain that is actually pretty fun and does exactly what they're supposed to do. What's he supposed to do exactly, you may ask? That's easy. Just beat the dunklefuck out of everyone. Killer assassins, dunklefucked. Saiyan princes, completely cucked. Again! Evil racist space emperors, slapped up like a piece of French toast in need of some butter. Guys, Jiren is actually a really cool and a fresh villain. Y'all are just freaking mean.
But Doc, how can Jiren be a really cool villain? He hardly talks and his backstory is poop.
Sure. Okay. His backstory is pretty bad, but we can only ask you something, alright? How much does that matter? Villains in Dragon Ball usually don't have that great backstories, and here, let me prove to you why, okay? Everyone loves Cell, but he's just a robot grown in a tube, and he comes from the future. That's his whole backstory, that's it. He only becomes the way he becomes because he steals all of his personality traits from other people. He hardly even developed as a character. He has 2 goals, right? He wants to be perfect and kill Goku. Everyone wants to kill Goku. That's not unique even a little bit. And even after he becomes perfect, he doesn't change. He's just cockier. As soon as Gohan beats the shit out of him, he reverts back to my perfect form. I was supposed to be perfect. Okay, all right. His backstory is pretty meh. But okay, let's say I'm just wrong. Let's talk about another character with a bad backstory, but everyone loves him. Let's talk about Zamasu, right? That man's backstory is steaming garbage. He decides on a whim that every mortal in all of space, in all of time, in every dimension needs to be completely destroyed. Why? Because he saw Rockman beat up another Rockman. What? Excuse me? Zamasu clearly never went to Little Deity's preschool as a child because he would have been exposed to violence way earlier than he really did. His plan also could have been accomplished like way easier and without any way of possibly losing, but that's for a different time, man. I'm not there yet. Well, his whole existence is to just beat the beat out of everyone else. He achieves that almost flawlessly, okay? He doesn't need some super complex and deep backstory to punt your head to Michigan. Would a better backstory have been cool? Sure. But Jiren doesn't need it. We don't need to focus on why he's the way he is. He wanted to become strong. Boom. Flex. He did it. This is Dragon Ball, people. Nothing ever makes any sense at all regarding how strong a character is. Vegeta blows up the hyperbolic time chamber from inside of it. How? It's its own dimension. It shouldn't even be possible. But who doesn't care? It doesn't matter. But Jiren doesn't have a good backstory, so now there's a problem? There's now a problem? Because Jiren is just a whole brick house, and we need an explanation for that? We don't need an explanation for that. He's just strong.
But Doc, his power set is lame. He just punches people and throws red orbs.
Okay. But aren't you tired of every villain, and I mean almost every single villain, having the same powers? Let's run it through a little bit, shall we? Cell steals moves, has regen. Majin Buu steals moves, has regen. Baby steals moves, has regen. Zamasu and Goku Black, different, but not really, because Zamasu regens and Goku Black steals moves. Moro steals moves, has regen. At least Jiren is relatively unique. I mean, I'm super tired of this just indestructible being who can heal from anything the heroes throw at them. Like 5 of those people. Like at least 5 of those people know a Kamehameha or the Big Bang Attack. And nobody seems to even just mind a little bit. No one cares. It's not a big deal. Jiren doesn't need to regen. He'll sit there, get punched in the face, be okay, have your friends punch him in the face, have your whole country punch him in the face, and the whole time that's happening, he'll just be eating brunch, okay? He doesn't care. He doesn't need to steal a move from Goku. He doesn't need to regenerate. His character doesn't depend on the existence of other characters. All the characters I just listed required the protagonist to do the things they do, okay? Cell's Kamehameha, and I don't think I even have to explain that. Boo's instant transmission, stolen from Goku. Baby is just Vegeta. It's just Vegeta. Goku Black is he's just Goku, but he can make a scythe. Oh, my big whoop. And maybe at this point I'm throwing shade, but Dragon Ball Super Broly, that man is just Jiren with hair, okay? He has like the most minimalist backstory in the world. And the most empathetic we feel for Broly is when his space dog is killed by his dad. The rest of the movie, he's just screaming and punching people and has mouth lasers. At the very least, in the Tournament of Power, Jiren has a motivation. For 60% of Dragon Ball Super Broly, Broly is just punching people because he got mad. Sure, after his dad dies, he has a motivation. But everything he does before Super Saiyan, that man is just punching people to punch people. Jiren's fighting to save his universe. Broly, he's just punching people, man. Alright, I'll stop fucking around, alright? I can understand not liking Jiren. I can. He's a pretty straightforward character. I just cannot see how that is a bad thing. He pushes Goku and the rest of the cast far beyond their limits. Jiren simply existing strengthens the bonds between Goku, Vegeta, Frieza, Beerus. The man puts 17 back on the fucking map and makes him the GOAT. He makes him incredible. Man, the only reason Jiren even loses is because he forces Goku and Frieza to team up with goddamn Android 17 in a make-or-break suicide attempt, okay? Gosh diggity darn, if that is just not the coolest thing in the whole series. Also, let's not even mention how Jiren versus Master Don't Trust and Goku is like a top 3 fight. It's like a top 3 fight. That shit looks so pretty. That shit is so cool. Oh, and one more thing. Jiren's actually pretty cool in Dragon Ball FighterZ. I don't care if he's, kind of bad. But man, you see the level 3? He just punches you, man. It's so fucking cool. What's up, guys? If you've made it this far, I want to give you a huge thank you. I think I'm going to take a step back from making AFCO videos. I have a lot of games and anime and movies and all kinds of stuff I'd love to talk about. Hope you all can support me with this kind of video going forward. FGO just really wasn't for me anymore. I wasn't really having a good time making the videos, but anyway, drop a like and comment if you agree with me. If you disagree with me about Jiren, the sheer Omega Raw Chad, feel free to comment that too, so I can tell you you're wrong. Okay? Have a great day, y'all. See you.